To USB or not to USB? That is the question. Voice talent often asks me, what's your opinion of USB mics? And what they really mean is they've been told not to use a USB mic because the recording quality will suffer. So, can you produce broadcast quality VO jobs with a USB mic? I'll give you the facts, and then you can decide. Let's start with two quick statements. All microphones are analog. They all convert sound energy into an analog electrical signal. And nowadays, all audio is digital. So the analog signal has to be converted into ones and zeros to gain entry into the magic realm of your computer. So to record into your computer, you need three elements. You need a mic and a computer, and you need something in between to convert the signal to digital. For years, this was accomplished by using an interface box. You plug the mic into the box, and fancy circuitry called an analog to digital converter, or A to D converter, creates the computer-friendly stream of ones and zeros that represents the original sound. Oh, and when you wanted to listen back to what you recorded, the numbers were passed back through a digital to analog converter that reconstructed the analog signal, and that would play through your speakers or headphones. Over time, as with all things electronic, the size of the interface boxes got smaller and smaller. Then, to many gasps of astonishment, Avid introduced the M-Box. In its smallest version, the M-Box came with two mic inputs and speaker and headphone outputs. Then the enterprising folks at Samson said, wait, we can stuff that A to D circuitry into the base of the mic. And voila, the USB mic was born. You simply plug it into the USB port of your computer, and the mic appears as an audio input device on your computer, and it's powered by the USB bus. The first mics were primitive, just a mic and a USB cable, and they had several problems. First, there was no analog gain control. In layperson's terms, you couldn't turn the mic up and down. Gain was controlled through tedious fumbling in the sound panel of your computer. Second, because the sound output had to be processed back through the computer, there was a very noticeable delay when you monitored the input in your headphones. This delay is called latency, and it can be up to a quarter second from when you talk to when your ears hear it, which is very annoying. And finally, the first USB mics were targeted to podcasters, so price was an issue. And low price equaled cheap, noisy mics. So USB mics got a bad rap. Then several enterprising companies saw these shortcomings and said, wait, let's put all the functions of that interface box into the base of the mic. And voila, the modern USB mic was born. So the latest generation of USB mics are a good choice for voiceover home studios. Here's what to look for in a USB mic. First, you need a quality microphone. I often say, shop at Guitar Center, not at Office Depot. This means buy a real mic, not a headset or a gaming mic. You want at least a prosumer mic. Now, you don't need to spend a fortune, but for around $150 or more, you can get a mic that will produce broadcast quality sound. Second, choose a large diaphragm condenser mic. A condenser mic uses a very thin capacitor to generate the signal, and it has very little mass, so it can pick up high frequencies and very quickly changing sounds called transients. Third, look for 20 to 20,000 hertz frequency range. You see, human hearing range is 20 to 20,000 hertz, so your mic should be able to capture all those frequencies. Some mics are limited to 12,000 or 15,000 hertz, and this will cause a muddy-sounding recording that will lack the sparkle and air that a full-spectrum mic can capture. Also, insist on gain control on the mic, and I mean a gain control knob. You also want zero latency headphone monitoring. The newer USB mics have a headphone jack on the mic with a volume control built in. Just plug in your headphones and you'll hear your voice with zero delay. Also, you can use these mics as an output device. You can hear the playback in your headphones. Finally, consider a 24-bit mic. Most USB mics are designed around an analog-to-digital chipset that produces a 16-bit recording. The very latest mics use a 24-bit chipset. Now, I've never been asked for a 24-bit recording, but as Blu-ray discs and high-definition video become more popular, future producers will start asking for this. So these condenser mics have headphone jacks, gain control, and a wide frequency range. So my conclusion? The older and less expensive USB mics tend to be noisy and difficult to use. So I think this is where they obtain their justifiably bad reputation. The newer mics have all the features of an interface box built into the mic. They provide wide-spectrum, quiet recordings with adjustable gain and zero latency headphone monitoring. So there's one less piece of gear to deal with, or to lug around on your Hawaiian vacation. These newer mics are a good choice for your initial VO studio, for auditions and jobs. I have my USB mic, cable, and computer, and I'm good to go. For more information on voiceover classes, coaching, and demo reels, check out our website. I'm William Williams, and I'm looking forward to working with you to further your voiceover career. So, keep talking.